That's it. I remember I was watching this video, and someone gave an analogy of eternity, right? So they had this long rope, really massive rope that stretched all the way around the theatre. And that rope, at the beginning of it, he put a little bit of tape around it. And he said, "This is your life." And he looked at that, and then he said, "Look at that rope. That is eternity. Whatever you do here will dictate everything there." So if you know you're going to be with Allah, and Allah created you before and after this little piece of tape, and you're going to be with Allah, if you want to be, that is, if you choose to be, as Rasulullah said in Hadith, that everyone will go to Jannah except those who refuse. And ultimately, Islam boils down to a choice that you made. And, atheism and, shirk is down to a choice they made. An informed choice they made eventually. Yeah, you can argue, they were programmed into it, this and that. But bottom line is, people know that these things, what I'm doing is ridiculous, but I'm doing it because that's the way of my people. Yeah, my people are doing it, so I'm doing it. That's the culture. I'm not going to abandon my culture. You see that throughout the world, throughout history, and even today. And so, being at peace with yourself just before you die is a sign that you are going to meet Allah. But to get to that little bit, right at the end of that little bit of tape, that last few micrometers of that tape, the whole of the tape needs to be like that. Yeah, al-jaza'u min jinsil amal. So the rewards of everything, is according to the actions done because of it. So if you lived your life according to Islam, you will die according to Islam. Ibn al-Qayyim, rahimahullah, his childhood was in Islam. His father was a scholar. His household was scholarly. His teenage years, his middle years, when he's around our age, he was already a well-known scholar by that time. And he died a scholar. He died in the year 651 in his house, and he was just, and at that time he was left with lots of books, one of which, alhamdulillah, we're blessed to go through soon. Now, علامة السعادة ثلاثة أمور. The signs of happiness fall into three matters. And he starts by saying, وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ الْعَلِيِّ الْعَظِيمِ. So whenever we want to achieve something, we always say that at the beginning. لَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. What do we call لَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ? A summary for that? Summary word? The hawqala. The hawqala. Yeah? So hawqala is literally, doesn't mean anything in itself. It's just a summary of the letters in لَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. Right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has been put in charge, and Allah is creating for you. He's the one who is asked, and He's the one who things are desired from. And in this world and the next, and for the servant to be complete in what he gets from Allah, for you to be the complete Muslim, for you to generate that garden in your heart, lies in three things. And he said, number one, إِذَا أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ شُكْرٌ. If Allah blesses him, he is thankful. Number one, if Allah blesses him, he is thankful. وَإِذَا إِبْتَلَى صَبْرٌ. And if he is tested, he is patient. That's number two. وَإِذَا أُذْنِبَ استغفروا. And if he commits a sin, he seeks istighfar. So seeking forgiveness, having patience, and being thankful to Allah. These are the three fundamental pillars that hold up your Islam. Yeah? Shukr, thankfulness, sabr, patience, and istighfar. So always being or seeking forgiveness. Yeah, Allah said in a hadith that I seek forgiveness from Allah 100 times a day. Yeah, and they were 100 sincere times. Not like astaghfirullah, 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 and you're like looking around, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. No, it's like astaghfirullah. Yeah, you're seeking Allah, you're seeking forgiveness from Allah from things you're aware of and things you're not aware of. So many times in the day we commit sins we're not aware of. Those glances we accidentally took, we weren't, and we forgot about. As a simple example, that word you said to a brother that wasn't as nice as it should have been. Maybe that caused him some hurt. So you seeking istighfar for that as well. Constantly throughout the day. And he said that the abd, that the servant, must not at all detach himself from these three things. Because if he does, that's a catastrophe. And so they're the three things that Ibn Qayyim starts off with as an opening to this book. And everything in the book expands those three things. Okay? And how can you have sabr? How can you have shukr in you? How can you maintain istighfar? Amongst those things, we talked about the 5 levels of salah. So think about the 5 levels of salah, how detailed that was, right? That's just one thing, and there's many things, yeah. And that falls into these subcategories. So we'll leave it there, inshallah. We'll continue the book next week, inshallah, properly.